Well, hey everybody, welcome to the Veteran Crowd Network Live. This is today we're going to be bringing you some resources to help you prosper in your business. But before we jump in the program, I hope you guys are listening to the Spotlight on the Veteran Crowd Network. Yesterday's guest was Heather Earls with Urban Wisdom. Had a great conversation with her. Tune in Friday. We've got John Schwartz. John's a Army veteran, U.S. Military Academy at West Point grad, former FBI agent, and now standing up the Center for Combating Elder Abuse, a very interesting topic. And then on Tuesday, my guest is going to be a retired U.S. Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel Wayne Phelps, and he's going to be talking to me about his book on killing remotely. This is the psychology of killing with drones. And so this is going to be a very interesting topic next week on Tuesday. Please tune in and follow the Spotlight. You can follow us on Spotify, on Apple, Google, and other podcast platforms. Now on to the show. Today's guest is Linda Tarpo. She's the Vice President of Benefits Consulting for GCG Financial. She's in the Illinois, I guess the Chicago area. Deerfield, Illinois is somewhere close by. And she's my guest today. Linda, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. And I like that I follow those two rock stars. Thank you.
There you go. Well, Linda, one of the things that I invited you on to talk about is the worker opportunity tax credit. And, we talk from time to time on the program about taxes. Taxes are a high class problem, right? And they, it can be pretty significant. So you don't want to evade taxes, but to the extent that you can avoid taxes or take benefit of some tax credits and so forth, it's really important to try to do that. There's some new tax laws that are out, and you can certainly expect that taxes are going to be on the front of everybody's minds here going into the future here. We probably have some big bills to pay. But let's talk about this worker opportunity tax credit program. Tell us about it and when was it enacted?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it because a lot of companies actually don't know about the tax credits. And when they learn about them, it's basically found money for doing nothing differently than they're already doing in their hiring practices. So the program was enacted in 1996, and it was really a job stimulus program to give employers the incentive to hire employees that were in a disadvantaged category. So it's a great program, and a lot of these folks are already hiring these type of folks so they can be getting the tax credits.
We're going to be talking specifically about tax credits for hiring veterans, but there are other categories of folks that are eligible as well.
Right. So
who are those categories?
Sorry. So the categories are, the biggest one is food stamps, SNAP, and then there's temporary assistance, short and long term, basically welfare. Veterans, as you said, is the highest tax credit. Long-term unemployed, anyone coming off of SSI, and there's a student work tax credit, and then I'm missing one. Oh, if you're in if you are actually in a designated area where you get rural tax credits, just like the government gives business owners for working or locating their businesses in that area, you get them as well for your employees.
Interesting. Hey, Linda, before we get into a little bit more into the details on these tax credits, tell us a little bit about your role as Vice President of Benefits Consulting at GCG Financial.
Sure. We actually are a full service insurance agency. We actually are located right outside of Chicago, but our clients go across the country. And my job is I've been focusing for the last 30 years in the employee benefits section. And really, I help employers manage their healthcare plans, cost, communication, and keep them in compliance. As everybody knows, with healthcare reform, it hasn't gotten any easier, and it's a pretty complicated. It's complicated to stay on top of it, and your employee benefits are your second largest expenditure Afterpay.
How about that? I'm gonna share a little secret with our listeners. So I do this thing called the lightning round, and I always get to pick. I get to pick
Oh,
little things. So one of the interesting facts about Linda Tarpo is that she was a hurdler in school and set a record, I guess, for the 100-meter hurdles that stood for 20 years. See, I got you. I
you
got you.
were not, we were not supposed to talk about that.
Oh, no, but no, I think it personalizes everything. But I just think that's interesting. So, if you want to cover ground fast on these topics, man, you
Yep.
need to work with Linda Tarpo, right?
I get in trouble because I talk too fast, and I think everybody's going with me. So
Well,
just
let's
slow
talk
it
about
down.
getting over some of the hurdles. So,
Oh,
so, so
didn't.
now we are. So, how are the tax credits? How are these tax credits calculated? If I go hire somebody,
So what happens is when you hire someone within the first 28 days of them being hired, they have to actually complete a form. And really what the form is, it's 8 questions, and they're trying to find out if you or someone in your family may qualify for the tax credit. So the form goes to the state workforce agency, and they're going to check it, and they'll either go back to the employer saying, yes, Linda is eligible for a tax credit, or no, Linda is not eligible. So then
interesting.
what happens, it has nothing to do with your income at that point. It's all based on hours. So the program isn't so that Linda comes in and Linda leaves in 2 weeks. What they want is employees to stay. So the clock for the tax credit doesn't even start until I've worked 120 hours. And then you get the full tax credit if you've worked 400 hours. So most of the credits, it's a one-time tax credit, is $2,400. But as I said, the veteran credits are $9,600 if they meet the categories. So it's substantial.
What happens if a company doesn't make enough money to use all of the tax credits? Can they be rolled forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you can go back 1 year, and then you could carry them forward for 20 years. So one of the questions I always get is you can carry them forward. The thing you can't do is once you miss that 28-day window, you can't do anything with them. So that is the critical point. Besides people not knowing about the tax credits, missing that 28-day window is the biggest catalyst for people not getting the tax credits.
I'm going to put up here a link that I found from the IRS that is related to this topic, and just for reference purposes, so people can go to irs.gov and learn a little bit more about it. How many tax credits have been recouped, and do you think in the last year?
So it's interesting. In 2019, there was 4.6 billion. This year, because of COVID, it actually went down to 3.89 billion. Still
And these are
substantial.
tax credits. This isn't
They're,
just a write
they're
off. It's
credits, not deductions. So what you'll find is on average 10 to 15% of your folks will generate some type of credit. So I can tell you the largest client I know, and they're large, there was 2 owners, and they each got $1 million each in tax credits. So that's not the norm, but if you have a decent population and you've got some turnover, then the credits could be substantial. And really, the thing is, it's not like you're going out, especially with veterans. If you are a veteran, you're trying to hire veterans, it's just helping you as you're doing a good job helping veterans and doing a noble thing. So that's the beauty of it. You're not doing anything different.
Why don't more people know about this?
So what happened is this gets renewed every year, and what happens is it gets renewed at the end of the year, and then you have to retro it back to the beginning, which is pretty irritating for folks. So what happened was President Obama extended it for 3 years, but now it's coming up again for discussion. They want to make it permanent, but it's not permanent yet. So when I talk with folks, if they don't know about it, others will say, oh, I knew about it. it was around.
Hmm. Okay, well, Linda, thank you very much. This is interesting information. This is going to be available on YouTube, LinkedIn, and oh my gosh, Facebook. Yes, of course. Sorry for my Facebook friends out there. So if you've got any questions, I'm going to put Linda is available, and Linda's email is up here on the screen, Linda Tarpo at gcgfinancial.com. And so if you'd like to reach out to Linda for more information and perhaps some help on this topic, she is ready and willing to take your call. Linda, thank you so much for appearing on the program today. Really appreciate you sharing this information and helping our veteran-led businesses prosper.
Oh, you're welcome. And as you said, I would love to help. This program is great, and I hope everyone's taking advantage of it.
Thanks very much. Okay, this has been an episode of the Veteran Crowd Network Live. Many thanks to you. Linda Tarpo, I'm going to throw out an Army Bravo Zulu to you. Thanks for being on the program. And folks, that's a wrap.